Welcome back. Today I wanted to talk a little bit with you about root words and why they're important. We talked about context clues and using the context of a word to kind of guide you, and whether that context is reading around the word in the passage, or if you don't know the word, picking it out of the passage and asking yourself, can I sound it out? And if you can sound it out, does it sound familiar? Have I heard it used in context before, and does that give me a clue? Okay. Sometimes when you're guessing words, it's all about clues. It's all about being able to use what you already know to figure out the word, and we find that a lot. For instance, root words come in really handy for people who study medical terms when they're in med school. People say, whoa, they have to learn all these terms, da, 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 da. But what they're learning, a lot of it, is they're learning the root words, the prefixes and the suffixes of words, and that clues them into what the word means. So it's almost like a shortcut. But root words originally, our language came from Greek and Latin, the dead languages. And a lot of languages share root words. And you find that in other words in French and in Spanish and English. A lot of the same words. Libra is the same as library, book. Libra, library. So they have that common element, which means that the Libra, the word L-I-B-R rather, comes from the Latin root word. And so that's what, if you know that, it helps a lot to understanding. So let's talk about, how do we learn words? I mean, how do I know what any kind of thing is? We start with basic words when we're young, and we just learn them by sight. So I know when I see the word animal, I know what animal means. I've learned it throughout my life. I know that animal means a quadruped or biped living creature, including humans or cats or dogs or any kind of alive creature. We tend to connect with the word animal. But what about if I said, what is animation? Do I know what that means? Well, there's a common element there. Animation, I know, means when you bring something to life on the screen. So if I'm drawing a cartoon and I draw a series of cartoons and I create an animation where it's moving, living. So anim is the root word there. And you can attach it to anime. Lots of different words use that anim root word. And what that means is life. And we know that because it comes from the same place the animal comes from. And so we can a lot of times figure out what words mean based on what we know about the word already. So what you're going to see in the lecture is a lot of information about different root words and what are commonly used, rather. So take some time to really study those words, because you're going to come across them, and sometimes you just have to learn what they mean. But always, always, when you come across a word you don't know, think about whether or not you know part of the word. And if you know part of the word, or it looks like another word, you may be able to guess the general meaning of that word enough to be able to capture the meaning of the sentence, the paragraph, and the passage. Okay, we'll see you in the next lecture.